Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trade Ideas live trading room for Friday, March the 6th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Can I get a quick sound check, please? Okay, well, I was wrong. I actually thought we'd have a bounce today, but not yet anyway. So we are going to be in for a very, very rough open. So let's take a look at what is happening. Couple of little earnings plays. DRAD is actually an earnings play gap up. This could get interesting. Very super low float, 1.9 million in the float. So, and it has popped right through that 200-day moving average. So we'll have to see what happens once this market opens. That's DRAD. American Airlines, my goodness, American Airlines, I mean, all the airlines, of course, are down, but this has been basically cut in half in a couple of weeks. You know, this was a $30 stock right back here, but a $15 stock right now. So there's American Airlines. But you can take your pick, DAL, UAL. This one, on this, when it got creamed yesterday, and it is continuing down, CY. The takeover is in doubt, obviously. The buyout is in doubt. So CY is continuing its gap down. Huge volume, 6.6 million shares already. Aqua, AQUA. This is down. Let's see what the price is. Okay, 1950. They did a financing in 1950. Brave of them to do a financing in this market. But anyway, 1950 financing. So it is about $1 below the financing price. VET, V-E-T, Vermilion Energy, all-time low. This is an earnings play, another earnings play, gap down on earnings, VET. Of course, the overall sector is just terrible right now, and then this company released news, earnings. So VET at an all-time low. ENZ, split ends. ENZ is up on earnings through the 200-day moving average also. Pretty choppy looking on this weekly chart, but again, always have to just wait and see what happens once this market opens. MRVL had earnings yesterday. Marvel had earnings yesterday and had a nice gap up. It pulled back a little bit, but now it's just sitting on top of that 200-day moving average again. I had it actually, when I first saw it, it was down below the 200-day moving average. There's the 200-day right there at 24.96. I'm sorry, right there, 24.96. So it's right, basically, okay, I'll get this right. It's still under. I'm sorry, I was looking at that line there thinking. So there's the 200-day moving average right there, 24.96. So it is underneath the 200-day now. I don't think this has very much volume. SMSI, not very much volume yet, but it is an earnings play, though it is starting to fade. It released earnings after hours yesterday at as high as 635. And it had, it popped, well, it's above the 200-day moving average. Tilray, just notice this one, cannabis stock, of course, gapping down. Cron is gapping down. The whole industry is, forget about it. AOBC, I don't know if this is a all-time low. No, it's not an all-time low, but AOBC, the old Smith & Wesson, they are gapping down on earnings through the 200-day moving average, also through the 200-day. Cake. Cheesecake Factory, people not going out and eating. It's gapping down, had a big gap down day yesterday. Teva was gap down anyway. I want to see if it's still holding that gap down. Yeah, it's still gapping down. Area, so it's taken out this right here, maybe some support around, actually there's pretty good support around 10. So this may may not be that dynamic of a play. I did see Luna. I don't think there was very much volume. It is an earnings play. There's not very much volume yet, but it's a low float, 26 million in the float, over the whole number. Obviously, if it can get going, it's got a lot of room. But again, there's not very much volume yet. But they did release earnings after hours. That was the gap after hours. Now, I haven't talked about any specific virus play. I mean, as you know, Martin pointed out, there's just so many of them. But they're all going to be whippy. BIMI, I notice, is now starting to gap. All right, let me take a look to see what the analysts have got in store for us today in terms of upgrades and downgrades. Are they still going to have a lot of upgrades? That's been what's been happening. Yeah, they still have more upgrades and downgrades. Sort of watching VIPS also. VIPS, of course, was a huge star yesterday. An earnings play. I think it was gapping down, though, a little bit. BIMI is ripping here now. All right, there are some of the upgrades. Well, ENZ is an earnings play. ENZ is an earnings play. I'm just looking right there. So that is basically the news. Just a few more downgrades to go. All right, there are some of the upgrades, some of the downgrades. Oh, I'm sure, tough guy. Yeah, I'm sure. I say they're just crawling out of the woodwork right now. Any little bio just wants to put virus in there in any sort of a PR. So all I do, when I'm doing my pre-market work, I do a sort on the earnings date column. After I look at the ones that are up the most, then I do a sort on the earnings day column. Check out the earnings plays, and ENZ is one of them. So that for me is the news. Also, I see what you're saying. Up 6 on launch of Corona, but guys. So it's sort of a double play then. Virus news plus the fact that it has earnings. And it's not a super low float, 45 million in the float. All right, guys, give me a minute here as I do something on that YouTube channel. Again, I'm streaming it now. Okay, so now PBR is another one that is really gapping down. PBR, Brazilian or Argentina or Brazilian stock, obviously. Brazilian stock, this is gapping down. Of course, a lot of the energy plays are, but I don't know if this is specific to what's happening in Brazil right now or if it is something else. Okay, guys, again, if you want to follow my watch list up and down, no idea what's going to happen today with it. I mean, oh wow, the market is now, it's even accelerating its downward move here. So we're going to have a huge gap down on the open with the market. Again, the watch list has been a challenge to create because now, the ones that made the watch list down, I mean, if the market remains down and continues down today, then you know we should get some decent alerts out of here because these are all trying to be trend plays. The problem is, of course, if the market takes a huge bounce, then all these ones that were short plays actually they could bounce. So that's what I'm going to be looking for also. And if you want to follow along, just click on New in the toolbar, New, Channel Bar, and My Windows right there. Okay, remember everything in a channel bar is a layout, so you can only have one layout loaded at a time. So make sure that you save your layout to the cloud before you load anything from a channel, including My Windows. And as always, nothing will trigger in these two windows until at least 15 minutes after they open. The bloom is off. VTIQ starting to really give it up now. 100,000 shares too. What's the spread? Spread is actually only a penny. 1365, 1366 for VTIQ. No, yeah, just as a word, I have switched the projection now for the trading room. I'm using Firefox as my browser, and that seems to have cleared up everything. It doesn't matter now what browser you're using. Doesn't matter if you disable your hardware accelerator. Firefox you don't have to use Firefox. All I'm saying is that my using Firefox now has cleared everything up. Okay, this is sort of my, I don't know why, but this is sort of my semi-favorite. Yeah, look, Codex is not sort of my semi-favorite of the virus plays. Okay, so I hear what you're saying, Alex. I'm not disputing what you're saying, and I shouldn't say but. So, as long as if you were doing this, so, you know, putting your toolbar in the top left-hand corner of what you're going to designate as your main monitor, arranging all your windows on your main monitor, and then your second monitor, you say you have a second monitor, all the windows there, exactly where you want them. And then if you click on Tools, Options, Layouts, and then you check Open Relative to Main Window, and save it. And then when you exit Trade Ideas, and you say Save Layout, when you come back, it should be there. I mean, I've never had an issue with that in the years and years and years that when I have been using the relative to main monitor option. So my only guess is that did you maybe forget to one step of saving it? Down here, save. It's the only thing I can think of because, I mean, it definitely works. Well, you can't move all the windows. You have to arrange the windows as you want them on your monitors. I mean, I've got obviously this is the monitor I'm sharing with you guys. So this is where all my windows are as I want them. I do have other windows. I do have other Trade Ideas windows and other monitors. I place them exactly where I want them on my other monitors. Then, once I've done that, then I click on the layouts, check Open Relative to Main Window, and I save it. And that's it. You can't do try to move your toolbar thinking it's going to move all these windows with you. It won't move with the toolbar. No, that's not the idea. Just arrange everything the way you want them on your two monitors, and then do that open relative or save relative to main monitor. Save it, and that's it. Then every time you open Trade Ideas, everything should be exactly where you want them. All right, what time is it now? 9:22. So I'm definitely biding my time. No urgency. The DRAD guys, that could be really interesting. I mean, it's up 112%. 2 million in the float. It still has some room. On that weekly chart. Fantastic reaction to its earnings release today. Yeah, I mean, take a look at all the cruisers, Carnival, another. I mean, I mean, look at this. I mean, this was a $40 stock. It's not quite cut in half. $43 stock, not that many days ago. If you unhook a monitor, okay. I've never done that. I guess if you unhook it and then rehook it, I guess you have to go through the steps again, I guess. Look at this sector. Look at this sector. Cannabis. Look at MJ. Here's the ETF. If it will load, thank you. I mean, look at this. All right, I'm going to get rid of this. Well, let's take a look at the SPY. You know, the big picture on the SPY. I mean, it looks, you know, it's, but you remember, this is the monthly chart. So I actually don't really remember this. I sort of remember it, but I don't. This month back in, that was December of 2018. And that looked like it was over. And then, of course, we had the nice run, little bit of a pause there, but then the nice run. So, but here's where we are now on the SPY. Profit factor, if you take your winners, the revenue from the winners, and divide that by the revenue or the loss from the losers, that gives you your profit factor. One moment, please. All right, AAL continues down, a big break now through 15. Well, when I say a big break, I mean it's a psychological, you know, another whole number. And, you know, the multiples of 5 are kind of psychological. So there's a breakdown through 15 for AAL. All the symbols below it. Are you talking about these two windows here, Cal? Or Kyle? Kyle? You talking about these two windows here? Okay, yeah, yeah, you notice we've got a tab called Similar, which has not been released yet for you guys. So probably next week, in the next beta version, you have a Similar tab. So that's what this is doing. So if I click on Similar, so when I click on an alert, I'm going to see all the other stocks in the sector. So what I do is, what I'm doing, and I duplicated the window so I can see the top stocks in the sector and at the top, and the worst stocks in the sector. I've basically sorting on the change from the close, so I can just sort of at a glance. And I thought you were, sorry, we're going to open in 3 minutes. I read my clock wrong. I thought it was 29:54. Yeah, it is cool. You know, a lot of people want sector comparison, or not sector comparison, but stocks within a sector to compare. And then another cool thing you can do, let's just say you wanted to follow the airlines. You know, you just want to follow airlines today. So you could just take this window and now you can pop it out, and then it's a top list. And then you can do anything you want with the top list. Of course, you can take the top list and turn it into an alert window. So if you just wanted to follow the airlines today, that's what you could do. I mean, one of the obvious ones would be the bios. Okay, so I'm not going to auto trade the entries on my watch list today. Again, I'm going to just turn it off. Okay, guys, we're going to open in less than a minute. Well, let's have a great end to this trading week. Been a wild one again. All right, so ENZ is actually holding its own here now. So this is a earnings pop plus, okay, we're going to do something with the virus too. So twofold news through the 200-day moving average. Excuse me, through the 200-day moving average. And we are now open. Yeah, the offering's at 1950, so that's for Aqua. So it's trying to creep up a little bit to that offering price. Now there's a big star from, sorry, well there's drag, guys. You know, again, I don't take trades in the first 15, or very rarely do I, so this may run away from me. But this was a star from yesterday, VIRT. Continuing. Guys, I've lost my linking for Interactive Brokers. See if I can reconnect here. Oh, so we're down 970 already. Wow. Guys, I'm going to have to reload my IB. I've lost my linking. Okay, I'm going to put myself, well, I don't have to put myself on mute, but I'm just going to have to reload Interactive Brokers. So just give me a second here. OPK is moving higher here. It had a bit of a rocky open, but now it's starting to surge again from yesterday. OPK. Well, somebody said their prime focus for the virus plays was INO. Congratulations on that one. All right, my linking's back. Yay. Okay. Look at Vert. Boy, continuation. Fantastic continuation. A little bit strange. I don't know what's going on with these guys. A little bounce now for AAL, American Airlines, a little bounce for them. There's another virus play here, NVAX. Myrna, look at Myrna. Myrna's been kind of weird because it's a virus. In theory, it's a virus play, but it's been kind of real choppy. Look at the volume that just came into Myrna. And look at the pop, mRNA. Yesterday's high was 28.95, so it's almost there. And that's for Myrna. AOBC, old Smith & Wesson, continues down on earnings. Now, looks like their support area could be around 570. I mean, it's already gapped down a lot, 41%. Wow. So 570 could be the support area. Oh no, it's stuck at yesterday. Yeah, you're right. It looks like it's stuck. All right. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reload then. Or, let me just see, try one other thing. If I can do a reset, see if that helps it. No. Okay, so I'm just going to do a reload. I'm going to exit. I'll come right back in. Okay, so I guess, yeah, so now we're unstuck. Boy, American Airlines actually, nice bounce. Great bounce. Now, could this turn into my favorite day? Favorite day being a big gap down and then a recovery for at least an hour or two. You know, nice trend recovery. Okay, so much for ENZ. Boy, American Airlines, that's a huge bounce. It looked like, you know, once it took out 15, it looked like, well, that's got to be it, right? But no, look at the bounce so far anyway. Okay, guys, now, as you know, there are a couple of AI alerts right now, Holly alerts right now. They're very early. I'm not in love with the early alerts. Well, DRAD making another new high, guys. So this, wow, what a winner. I mean, it was up already 100%, and now it's up 134%. Yeah, that's why I'm afraid of this, you know. I mean, I just don't take them early. I just want to wait. Was hoping maybe it would rest just a little bit, but I did not get my wish. Okay, David, you have to. I'm going to give you, okay, a couple of things. You should have the latest beta, all right? If you don't, do you have, in your charts, do you have a buy and a short button or buy and sell button in your charts? Yes, no, yes, yes, no, yes, no. Okay, so, no, it's not, I'm not talking about the AI. I'm talking about in a chart. In a chart, do you have a buy? Do you have a little buy button and a little sell button? It's nothing to do with the AI. This is going to tell me what version of Trade Ideas you have. Okay, so you should download the latest version, the latest beta, okay? If you go to just give me a second here. So if you click on the subscriptions tab, there is there's the latest version of Trade Ideas. So if you click on that link right there, TI Pro or Beta, that link right there, you'll be brought to the download page. Scroll down until you see the beta, which is 4.2.134, okay? When you download that, then when you open from the toolbar, new, then AI/Holly strategy trades window, this is the window you'll get, and it will already have all selected. What's happened is that it's defaulted. Before it used to just default to Holly Grail. Notice here, the two alerts are from Holly Neo. Okay, so that's why. But in the beta version, it now defaults to having them the all checked. I mean, you could do it right now. You could just right click on that window and check and go down to segments and check the all. Then you'll see them. But I just think you should just download the beta. I think it's 0.134. If you click on help, well, I guarantee if you don't have a buy and sell button on your charts, you don't have that version. That's why I asked you if you had it. But if you click on help and about, it'll tell you the version you're on. I'm on a development version. So if you click on help and about, it'll tell you the version you're on. Good for you on the I know got whoever took that early and others. Yeah, definitely ripped higher. And just looking at the longer term time frames for this I know. Let's see what it. So it's over. Wow. So I mean, it's not an all-time high. I think it probably did a name change or something, but. Yeah, we don't have it as an all-time high. I have a feeling what's happened is that it's done a million reverse splits. No, maybe not. I mean, it's 96 million in the float. Well, we don't have it as a lifetime high. At any rate, whether it's an all-time high or not, I mean, it's definitely well. In fact, I mean, if I go back here. Back to 2014. Okay, one moment, please. Well, we're getting a lot of bounces. All these on that you're seeing here, they were on the watch list down. PK, ANF, FLR, Fluor. They were all on the watch list down. Okay, but these are starting to bounce a little bit with the market. HIIQ. Let me see. HIIQ. It looks like it is. Maybe it changed symbols? Look at AAL. What a bounce for American Airlines. That's why I'm glad I didn't pile into a short under 15. Yeah, I'm just looking here. 3.6 been officially see if you click on the news, officially renamed. So. And the symbol name is now BFYT. 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 Okay? That is the new symbol for it. Tom? Chimera Investments. Now this is it's not an earnings play, is it? No, it's not an earnings play. Look at this one, guys. I mean, this is just breaking down through the 200-day moving average, 2005. It's at 1999. What's the volume like? Volume is pretty good. It's a big float. Yeah, definitely keep an eye on the CIM. I mean, it has room. There's a little bit of room here on the daily chart. Next low looking left is, well, I don't know if that's going to support it, 1981, but all the way down here, 1920. You know, big psychological thing to break through that, especially at 20. So now listen, I mean, with these ones that are popping a little bit, the ones that were beaten down yesterday, and they're popping a little bit, but if this market takes a turn, these could turn into great fades again. Fading the pops. Aqua is recovering here. Interesting. I mean, the financing was done at 1950, so it's just a little bit below the financing price. What I'm going to do, you know, we've seen this time to time where a stock does a financing, and you always think it has to be way below the financing price, but somehow it gets back up to the financing price and has a bit of a run. Now, today, hard to imagine that would happen, but here's another one that's bouncing. Again, SEASCs, of course, SeaWorld. I mean, it's any place or any stock, which obviously has a, in fact, Madison Square Garden, MSG, where people assemble, obviously SeaWorld, obviously beaten up, and in California. But it's having a bounce. But will this last? That's the whole thing. Not too many, and I'm a Canadian gecko, but not too many in this room. You know, there are a lot of Canadians in the room, but we focus on the American stocks. There's way more to pick from. Okay, now AAL, now it is trying to, there's that fade I was talking about, especially if the market puts in a big red bar. If it takes out that low right there on 291, look out. No. All right, 949. Oh, I see. Okay, we did get one here. So this had earnings March the 5th, pre-market. BJ Wholesale Club Holdings. So there is a 200-day looming right above it, 24.19. So that might be an interesting fade candidate because, you know, two things. Obviously, the market being down, and also that 200-day is right above it, 24.19. DBC on the way down here. This is almost an all-time low, DBC. Commodity index, okay. I guess you treat it like a stock. Look at OPK. So it was running pre-market. Market open, had a little pop, and now it's dropping. That's why these little ones. It's not a low float though. 362 million in the float. Certainly not a low float situation. Snap on the way down here. Not an all-time low, but underneath the whole number, 13. Okay, Snap could be interesting. Big float, 1 billion in the float, so it may not be so volatile, which is not the worst thing. It has it has room. The next low looking left on the weekly chart is about $1 away. Underneath that whole number. Market putting it a little bit of a red bar now. Okay, EQH just came up on the watch list down. Let's see, lots of room on the weekly chart, all the way down to 18. Again, when I say this, I'm not saying it's going to get there. I'm just have to look at the weekly chart, the longer term time frames, and see where there could be potential support. Look at Fleur. Fleur had the little flourish here. And now down again. I mean, I'm just stunned by this. I mean, this used to be such a huge construction company. Well, actually, that's a nice little green bar ignore too. Well, it was early for me. Remember, I don't usually take trades in the first 15. I'll point things out. I certainly don't. I can't everything I talk about. The other thing too was that there was the next low looking left wasn't that far away. Now it's slightly below that. So now this could be. Yeah, I mean, this could be very interesting. But look at the week it had too, 21.58. So it's dropped $2 from the high of the week. I'm definitely interested in Snapchat though. Snap. I mean, it's putting a bottoming tail there, but if it gets down to say 12, well, it's starting to move up here. So if it holds underneath 13 for any length of time, gets into that area here, I'll probably take the short around 12.88. Again, I'm not. This is not a recommendation for anybody to do the same thing. Just one moment, please. Guys, sorry about that. Just keeping an eye on Snapchat to see if this is a short-lived pop over 13 and maybe a continuation down for a snap. Well, obviously SNAP. Okay, split ends. E and Z. Now, come on. This is now a high, not the pre-market high. Pre-market high was 390. Peg on the way down, guys. PEG, well, maybe some support. 51.29 or so. So it may find support here, but if not, I mean, look how choppy things can be. I mean, look at American Airlines. You know, breaking down through 15, you think, okay, great. Pops all the way up to like $1.50, comes all the way back down, now moving back up. I mean, very, 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 very choppy. All right, I'm putting an alert for snap if it gets underneath 13 again, just a little bit under 13. See if that forces another move down. I did see seal. I did see seal in the pre-market. It had a nice little pop-up, but I sort of, you know, it has some resistance right around where it is, and then up here too. So I don't know how much further it can go. Now, obviously, if it can take out 118 or so, there's a 200-day moving average at 141. I mean, if it made it anywhere close to that, that would be excellent. From $1, of course. If you hit that alert, where does it show up? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Well, I don't, but that's a pretty vague question. When you say that alert, what is that alert? I mean, we have all sorts of alerts here, so. I'm not sure I understand what you mean. So when I click on a symbol, I mean, it's loading in my 5 time frames right here. Can you see my screen? Okay, so again, I'm not sure I understand what you mean. When I click on any alert, it loads into these 5 windows right here on these 5 time frames. All right. Well, listen, guys. I mean, if BJ takes out that 24.19, this could have a run in it. Oh, I actually missed the AI alert on the ENZ. No, the alert window does not. It's only a price alert window that pops up. My alert windows don't pop up. They're always here. My price alert window will pop up. If you're talking about this, my price alert window will pop up, but I don't think anything's popped up. That's because I minimize it, and so if I do get a price alert, it'll pop up. All right, this was sort of the start of it all, of the nonsense. The NNVC, guys, is starting to move again. One of the early so-called virus drugs. And it is moving. Well, I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, there's the high right there is 1304 or sorry, 1290. I'm certainly not going to predict that it's going to fill this gap, but that was, interesting. I mean, there's the financing at 1950, and it is creeping up towards it. Yeah, well, most of these virus plays, most of them are all low float situations. All right, well, right now, the SPY is at rest. It hasn't decided which direction it really wants to go yet. Your little green bar there after that red bar. Yeah, it's right down though. I mean, it's so whippy, guys. These things. I mean, let's see. I mean, if it can take out that pre-market high for ENZ, but just look at the weekly chart. That's why I'm always trying to impress upon you guys to take a look at the longer term time frames. I'm not saying this is absolutely going to stall it, but look where it got to. Got right up to that area. Look at the weekly chart. Look at the sort of the resistance. That's 4 or 5 weeks right there at that area, and then plus right up here. So I mean, this is not a clean chart. All right, I am definitely, if this can take out that 200-day again, 24.19, I'm going to stick an alert up here for BJ right there, okay? It has just stalled it a little bit, but if it can break through that, I mean, it has some room up to this area, 27-ish. Okay, this again was something I was looking at it obviously as a potential short EVRI, but it is trying to have a little bit of a bounce here. Fairly big float, 70 million in the float, EVRI. Just unfortunately, just may struggle right around here, right around that area for ENZ. Yeah, I see specs right here. Yeah, look at this. Up, down. Super cheap. No visual, really. All right, let's make sure that everybody else can see my screen and the screen sharing. It's working. Just want to make sure it didn't stop. The only thing I can suggest, BC Stu, is doing a refresh or something, or getting back, like reloading the room. Do a refresh, because you appear to be the only one. You know, and you can't see my screen, but if you see what in the trading room, there's a gears. I don't know exactly what you guys see, but when you see my name and then right beside it there's a gear, looks like a gear, and then right beside it there is a refresh icon, and just click on that and see if that helps. All right, guys. All right, decided to take that BJ right at actually 24.21. So we'll see if that holds that 200-day moving average, BJ. Yeah, it looks like it's dropping. I don't want to see it go below 24. Didn't take very much of it. You know, I obviously do not. You only see the refresh icon? Okay. No, there's snap now underneath 13. Yeah, I may be getting out of this almost immediately. I didn't take very much of it, so I have a wider stop on this one. This probably need a little bit of market help, but you see, remember what happened with the VIRT yesterday? I mean, the market wasn't helping this at all, and it just kept moving higher and higher and higher all day long. Okay, guys. Well, if you have the AI, I'm definitely looking at the 10:06 one. 10:06 as in the time, Eastern time. Well, do you have the AI? Okay, just kidding, just kidding. Okay. Oh no, I will not. I will not divulge it. No, no, Frenzel, no, because it's not fair to those who, yeah, you obviously pay for it. Not fair to those of you who are premium subscribers who pay for the AI. If I'm just going to display it all day long, why would anybody buy it? Yeah, IFMK. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm just kind of just waiting on that BJ Wholesalers to see if it can take out that 200A again and run a bit. Wow, what a great alert for the DRAD at 8:39. Well, for a while. For a while. 8:39 and it popped to 8:84. Okay, FTK, what are you doing? Flowtech Industries, okay? So this is no, they're definitely not a virus play. And this is a earnings play, actually. Released earnings after hours yesterday, zero reaction, really nothing in the pre-market. Starting to move though, FTK. That makes sense. D-gas, down gas, U-gas, up gas. We only have one positive sector, little bit. There's gold. The only positive sector right now is gold. GLD. You can't, Daniel. This is the only reason I have it is it's sort of they are developed. This is not a fully. If you're looking for, and anybody who might be wondering, why can't I have, say, a darker symbol, different font, etc., etc. This is not a full-blown charting package. Okay, so the only reason I have it is to make it easier for everybody to see it when I'm displaying. But you have no option to do it. Well, yeah, I mean, but I think he was talking about the symbol. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought he was talking about the symbol and how it's displayed to make that darker. I thought that's what he was talking about. Yeah, I mean, you obviously you can have a white background or a black background. All right, so now the SPY is making a little bit of, well, let's take a look at it on a slightly bigger chart. Is the SPY really making a move? Yeah, mild move. I'm going to stick an alert up here, as I've done in the last 3 or 4 days. Kind of put alerts at the high and low of the first half hour, 45 minutes. See if it can break out of this area one way or the other. Yeah, American Airlines, I mean, that really was fantastic. I mean, what a bounce that had. I mean, I was so close to taking this one on the short when it popped down underneath 15. But something, because in that first 15 minutes, I don't like to take the trade, so it is preventing me from doing it, and glad I did. Yeah, I'm sure they're all popping. I'm sure it's not just American Airlines, Delta. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that I don't see why American would be popping and the rest of them aren't. Yeah, they're all popping now. All right, well, again, guys, the critical area for ENZ to try to take out is right here. But it's still very choppy on that weekly chart. It's a little bit better on the monthly, but you're giving up a lot. It would have to take out all this before it can really soar. I mean, it's up 61%. All right, specs, yes, specs on the move here. A little bit. Super low float, 2 million in the float. So DRAD is very choppy. Sabre coming, here's the other one. You want to sort of almost like an ETF for the airlines, almost. I still think, I'm pretty sure they're still involved with reservations. At least they used to be. They used to be the handling reservations for most of the airlines, or a lot of the airlines anyway. I don't know. Actually, I think maybe, didn't one of the airlines buy them? But anyway, Sabre, another one that is moving higher, SABR. I'm trying to resist the scalp on the BJ. I know I had a little scalp on it, but I'm trying to resist that with all my power. There goes Sabre, guys. ET. Energy Transfer, another low here. So I'm just looking to see if any of these have. Remember, I was saying that if the market has any sort of a recovery, a lot of the stocks in the watch list down might have some pops in them, some recovery. So obviously the Sabre was one. Fleur, not so much yet, anyway. EQH, 1891, yeah, a little bit of a recovery. And the AIM, not really. All right, guys, if you're in the ENZ, this is the big area right there for it to try to pop through, ENZ. So I'm sure they're all moving up. And CLH, another one, another cruiser moving up. Okay, guys, well, you know, this resistance just looked too tough. Look where it got to. Look at the high right there is what, 377. The high right there is 380. The high right there is 379. The high right there is 379. The high right there is 376. So it's just too much right now anyway, resistance for it to pop through. Okay, well, again, it is, what have I got playing here too on my Whippet? It's very whippy, everything. A little Devo and whipping it, so my goodness. Everything is very whippy. Okay, GVA, another one, looking for a short, of course, the way it was trading, but it is trying to bounce. Okay, so the SPY just took out that little high here, that little bit of a high here. The BJ just moved again. All right, guys. Just watching BJ to see if it can take out and get into the, say, the 2450s or so. Oh, I'm just reading some. Sabre used to be part of American Air. Yeah, I thought American Airlines bought. They were split off years ago. Okay, thank you, William. Okay. All right, so some of these energy plays are coming back. VET, what did VET do? That was an earnings play, and it was basically at the low, all-time low when it was down here. So it has bounced a little bit, but it's certainly hasn't participated that much. Yes, you're absolutely right now. Now that is a nice move for the SPY. That is a nice move for the SPY. So if we're looking now for some bounce plays and trend continuation plays, if you're long, that could really help us here. If this holds on the 5 and the 15, and we put in maybe on the 15, it would be great if we could put in at least 4 of them, get an hour of trend up. But we're still, look at the crazy. I mean, what was it down at 1.800? So it's popped 400. IR, Ingersoll Rand, another one that again was on my short watch. Guys are talking about CBLI, hasn't popped up on my scanner. Yeah, CBLI, absolutely. Now it's popping up here, CBLI. Filters weren't met early, but now they're being met right now. Okay, so there's the first, the first green candle on the SPY. Right there on the 15-minute, big break. Let's see if it can continue. I can't remember. CBLI is supposed to be a virus play too. Somebody was talking about AGEN earlier. Yeah, look at this, AGEN. Yeah, it's a nice break on the daily, maybe. There's the 200-day moving average at 314, not too far away. Yeah, I don't see any news for it either. I don't know. Again, anytime I see biological product, I just assume that they've said something about the virus. When will we stop talking about the virus? Yeah, look at alt. Yeah, it was sort of a rhetorical question, as you know. All right, guys. Well, listen, 10:30. Things are settling down just a little bit. Okay, first of all, if you're new to the room, welcome to the room. This is the format every day. I share my screen live on the mic, not every day, Monday to Friday from 9 to 3 Eastern Time, sharing my screen live on the mic. You can also see all this on our YouTube feed if you'd rather do that. The only difference is there's no real great interaction with traders on the YouTube feed. So if you are a Trade Idea subscriber, I am sharing a lot of scans. If you find the scans tab within the trading room, here are all the scans that I am sharing. You know, some of them you see on this monitor, but way more scans right here. Some of them, so you can pick and choose which ones you might want to take a look at. You can also take a look at them from the Room Drive icon. Looks like a half-open folder. Click on that. And scans that I share, download. The links that I'm going to talk about, you can download both of those. They will go to a Word document so you can take a look at everything at your leisure. Now let's talk a little bit about the links. So I am going to go over in way more detail about Brokerage Plus and the AI. But before I do that, talk about the training. We have training Mondays to Fridays at noon Eastern, noon to 1. And it's a YouTube streaming also, and it's live Q&A session. You can click on that link and participate. Webinars Monday to Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. They are all archived. If you don't have, you should have the latest beta. You'll know if you have the latest beta or not if you do not see a buy or sell button in your chart. That means you don't have the latest beta. Okay, so if you click on that link, you'll be brought to, well, let me do it right now. SPEX, guys, is on the move again. SPEX, cheapy. If you click on the download TI Pro or Beta and scroll down, and there it is, and it's version 4.2.134. I do a daily video between 1:15 and 1:45 every day. You can sign up for it there. Trade of the Week is sent to you before the market opens every Monday morning. The next test drive, we do have a date for the next test drive. It is May 11th. If you click on that link, basically what you're doing, you fill this in, then you'll be notified exactly all the details about the test drive. And again, it'll start May 11th and it'll run for 2 weeks, 10 trading days. So May 11th to the following Friday. Basically what the test drive is, for $8.99, you'll have access to our full premium package, premium subscription for up to 10 trading days. I say up to because you'll get 10 trading days if you can participate in the full test drive, starting May 11th and running to, I think it's the 22nd. Okay? So you sign up right now, then you'll be notified exactly, and it'll give you all the details, so you won't miss it. If you would like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas right now, you can click on the subscriptions tab right there. And before I talk about that, though, we do have 4 ebooks down here. The bottom 3 ebooks, and these are all Trade Ideas. This is no third party. The bottom 3 are swing trading setups, basically, and this top one here, earnings season, kind of an interesting take on earnings season. Okay. I do have a Twitter account at BBRUIN, BBruin44, stocks only. And here is a subscription link right there. There's the promo code Barry4Alpha, all in capital letters. 15% savings off the first month only or the entire year. If you click on the subscription link, this is how much Trade Ideas costs. We basically have 4 plans. The most expensive one is the premium yearly, $22.68 a year minus that 15%, or the standard yearly, $10.68 a year minus the 15%. The huge difference is the AI. And also, if you do want to auto trade anything, you need our premium service. You, of course, do not have to start off with the premium annual plan. You can always try us out. Standard monthly, $118 less that 15%, or the premium monthly, $228 less the 15%. If you like us and you want to upgrade, and you do it within 30 days, we will honor that 15% promo code. So now I'm going to talk about the AI. Just waiting on that BJ to see if it can get a bid over 24.50 that could get it running again. Well, guys, Specs is on the move here. Yeah, Specs. Look at this crazy 2.3 million in the float. Let's see, if you look at the daily chart, yeah, it has some room. Has some room up to that 140 level. Not saying it's going to get there, but it's in play, and I'm sure they've come out and said yes, of course they have. After option executed for technology and patent for methods to treat coronavirus. Okay, whatever. My best Valley girl. Okay, so this is the AI. I'll explain what the AI is all about. So we have what we call 50 baseline strategies. This is not one of the AI strategies, but if it were, this is what happens. The AI waits for the market to close, so has access to the latest market data, and then takes a look at all the filters that are in place. The AI alerts strategy have way more filters in place, but basically goes through what we call an optimization procedure, that being maybe tinkering with the values, the filter values, maybe taking a filter out, adding a filter in, and running through an optimization procedure. Obviously, even to try to do one, to optimize it, because what we're trying to do is create the strategies with the filter values, and maybe taking a filter out and adding one in, so that when the routine is over, that the profit factor is at least 2 and the win percentage is at least 60. So you could run through one, and it just may not optimize well. So that's the whole idea, though. We go through 50 of them, and at the end of the day, some of the strategies of the 50 will make the cut because they do have that proper profit factor and win percentage combination. We don't know which ones are going to make the cut. We'll have to wait and see on Monday. They will be presented to you on Monday. Personally, I don't care which. Okay, it's on May 11th. Just somebody asked when the next test drive is. May 11th, okay? Personally, I don't care which strategies make the cut. All I care about are the alerts that come from the strategies. And so that's why I have, and obviously not a great day today for the AI. But what I like to do is I just have this window open. Click on New, AI/Holly Strategy Trades window. Have this window open, incorporate it as part of my layout, and then I just let the alerts happen. So I personally just don't care about, you know, what strategies actually made the cut. Next test drive is May 11th, BC Sioux. So that's, you know, when we, for $8.99, people can have our premium subscription for 10 trading days. We do that 4 times a year. So that is basically what the AI is all about. And to have the AI, you need our premium service. Well, guys, I'm only in one trade, and yeah, it's working out well. Working out well. All right, let me talk now about Brokerage Plus. Just keeping an eye on the BJ. Want to see if it can get into the 60s. Just watching this one. Wow, this is turning into a very nice little play, guys. I don't know how many took it with me, but very nice little play. There's the alert at 24.01. I didn't get there. I got it in at 24.21. Kind of wanted to see it clear the 200-day. It tried a couple of times, and even when I got in, it dropped a little bit below, but now it has popped through, and I've taken some out at 65, okay, 24.65. That is BJ. Now, the next level for this, I mean, it still has room, obviously. It has room to maybe to the 26 area. I'm not saying it's getting there. I'm just saying I'm looking at a weekly chart, and nothing is really preventing it on the chart from reaching this area. Again, I'm not saying it's going to get there. All right, let me talk about Brokerage Plus. So Brokerage Plus, if you're a new trader, or even if you're an experienced trader and you would like to test some strategies. So this is what you can do. So I'm going to talk about the simulator to start off with, okay? Everything I'm saying though, if you do want to trade your Interactive Brokers account, if you have one, you can do the same, everything I'm talking about right now, but I will concentrate on the simulator right now. That's paper trading, simulated trading. So how to start off, and everything I'm talking about is part of the standard service. When it's part of the premium service, I will let you know. Or when you have to have our premium service, I will let you know. You just start off with new, from the toolbar, new, Brokerage Plus. And the Brokerage Plus window will open. If you click within Brokerage Plus, click on new, and here are all the tabs you can have. And here are all the columns that you can have. If you right-click one of the columns, click on columns and see all the columns that you can have. All right? These are the ones that I choose to have. Now, this is how it works. So in its simplest form, if you click on an alert, like DRAD, the symbol will show up. Excuse me, you can pick how many shares you want to trade. Pick the price you want to get in at. If you're shorting, you sell. If you're going long, you buy. That's the simplest. All right? If you want to get out of a trade, you flatten it. You want to get a half your trade. You want to double your trade. If you want to reverse it, go long to short, short to long. So that is the simplest, most manual way to use it. The next step, which is what I would encourage you to try, is what we call one-click trading. So you've taken a look at DRAD and now you want to trade it. So you go back, right click, and this box will pop up. There are some defaults that we created for you. You, of course, can create your own buying and shorting parameters. Okay? And here's how you do it. You have to have the Strategies tab. So again, if you don't have a Strategies tab, then click on New and make sure you click on Strategies tab. Once you click on the Strategies tab, by the way, I'm just going to get rid of these two. This was just sort of a demonstration purposes, so I just want to get rid of these two. Okay, so once you have your Strategies tab, so here's how you can create your own strategy. You right click, New Trading Strategy. You give it a name. Is it a long? Is it a short? Now, here are some tabs, five tabs, and you can fill in as much detail as you want. Okay, I'm going to show you what I do for my watch list up. Boy, this Aqua is getting closer and closer to the financing of 1950. So I'm going to show you what I do. Again, this is, you don't have to follow exactly what I do, but I'm just going to show you what I do. So entry time. I delay my entry until at least 15 minutes after the market opens. Just try to let things settle down a little bit. Order details and risk management work hand in hand. I'll show you why or how. Order details, I'm basically on a stop loss. You have three options. I would encourage you to try the stop loss. Basically what that $100 risk value means is that you're saying, okay, if the trade goes against me, I don't want to lose more than $100. So this is what I'm putting in the simulator. Okay, I'm risking $100. Risk management, I'm basing it on a stop loss. Now this is a custom stop that I have. You could try, especially if you're just going to practice simulated trading. You can try the Smart Stop dollars. It's generated by our system. So what that means is there's the VWAP stop. Again, it's not available to you. So that means if I took the trade, my stop would be 20. If in this particular one right now, it'd be 23 cents away. So knowing that I have a stop in place and I'm risking $100 per trade, that then when I do take a trade, and I'm using exactly the same, I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm using the same thing in the chart. That is what's going to define how many shares I take automatically. Wow, look at BJ go now, guys. And this is how that works. This is how chart trading works. Basically what you do is here are your long strategies. I can designate any one of them as how I want to trade when I click on the buy button in the chart. And you do that by right clicking, and I just check default chart long strategy. So when I do that, let's just say I want to take this trade. This is again for demonstration purposes. Okay, now didn't take the trade yet because it's going to take the trade at 7:13 if it moves up. So let me move that down. Okay, I guess it did take the trade. Okay, so that, again, I'm just demonstrating it. Took 456 shares automatically because if you take the difference between the entry price and the stop, multiply that by 456, you will get approximately $100. You see it? You see where? Let's see, a lot easier to see on that daily chart. See where it says minus $102? So if it hit the stop of 691, I would lose $100. I can always move that stop up, right on the chart. I can move it up and down, maybe as almost using it as a trailing stop. If the trade starts working for me, I can start moving the stop up right on the chart. And of course, now you can start tracking the P&L and how well the trade is working. Aha, entry time, thank you. We made a change. We used to call that created. Didn't make a lot of sense to me. So now it says entry time. So, and of course, if I want to get out of the trade right now, I just have to flatten it. If I want to get a half the trade, if I want to double my trade right now, or for some reason I wanted to short this one, you always have to look to see whether or not shorts are available for you. So all this is part of the standard service. If you wanted to trade your Interactive Brokers account, Brokerage Plus works with Interactive Brokers, okay? It's the only broker right now. We're looking to add some. We're in talks with E-Trade. I cannot tell you when that's going to happen, or even if. I mean, we would like it to happen, but no guarantees. So right now, in order to use Brokerage Plus, and you want to trade your real account, then you have to have an Interactive Brokers account. So everything I've said is part of the standard package, both in the simulation and using Interactive Brokers. If you did want to, say, auto trade, which I was doing until this, certainly, I stopped this week because things were just too volatile. Okay, guys, I'm out of the BJ. Finally on that big, that's the first big candle down. And what's the market doing? Okay, so I'm all out of the BJ, guys. So if you did want to, say, auto trade my alert windows or an alert window that you create, then you need our premium service. And basically then what you do is you turn the strategy on. You see it says off right now. So you would right click and strategy is disabled. You turn it on. Now it says on. Okay? And that's, now we force you to do that every morning to make the conscious decision that you are going to auto trade anything. So if you did want to auto trade, you will have to have our premium service. And one extra thing, if you did want to auto trade the AI, you need our premium service, plus you have to buy Brokerage Plus, a one-time licensing fee of $1,100 minus whatever discount's on right now, which is my 15%. And I say it's a one-time licensing fee. What does that mean? That means if you decide that for some reason you want to stop trading for a while, so you stop a subscription to Trade Ideas, and then you resume later on, Brokerage Plus is still there for you. Okay, so hopefully that is clear. If you don't care about auto trading anything, then your standard service works. If you want to auto trade anything, then you need our premium service. Now the other thing I should have gone over is if you create an alert window and you decided that you want to put it in here in the strategies, then all you have to do is make sure you save your window to the cloud. Save to the cloud, okay. And then right click, load from cloud. And there your windows will be. If you just save them, you just highlight it and load. Okay, and then they'll appear here. And then you still have to go through the same exercise, of course, of creating your trading strategy. That meaning, you'll have your edit trading strategy. Then I can't tell you how to fill this in. That'll be up to you. You can, especially if you're going to use it as a simulator, experiment. All right, well, one trade wasn't bad. Again, this was just the simulator, or I was just showing you how to use the buy button. Now the BJ may not be over, but I'm out of it now. I'm completely out of it now. All right, Trib is another one, guys. Another little bio, probably a virus play. Trib. And what is the spy doing now? Spy is still. So that was that first pop, then the red bar, but that another green, a couple of. So it's not too bad. A little pullback here right now. See if we can get over 298. So, are there any questions? Again, the purpose of the room. Of course, I'm going to do the best I can to trade my account, and but managing the room and throwing out ideas all day long. But the purpose of the room, of course, is for you to ask me questions about the program or about certain setups if you're interested. So you see how that worked, guys? You see how that dragged? So it took me out. I had the stop. I raised the stop from $100 loss up to 52, and it took me out automatically. Okay, so you put a few alerts. Okay, so you have to have your price alerts window open, Jeff. So if you haven't opened it before, just click on New from the toolbar, New, and then your price alerts window. You see that? And once you do that, your price alerts window it'll look like something like this, and you'll see the alerts that you have placed. So let me know if that worked for you. Now, the cool thing about the price alerts window, couple of things. Of course, you can put an audible alert on it. The same thing. Right click on it, actions, and then just follow all the instructions here. You check play sound, set up the sound. You can have text to speech on one window. You can only really do it for one. Remember, the whole idea of sound alerts is that you put a different sound alert on each window so that when you hear a sound, you'll know immediately which window to take a look at. So you can use text to speech but after you use it for one window, you probably want to use a custom sound. Select a sound. Here are 3 folders that we have. Each folder has a series of alerts. All you have to do then click on one of them, or highlight, left click on it, open it. Then you can play it. If you like it, then you say OK, and OK again, and then that sound alert will be attached to that window. Now the other thing that I do now is that I minimize it. The reason why I minimize it is because when I do get, you'll notice that this window will pop up when I get the alert. So I cannot miss it. I don't care really about seeing the alerts all day long. I only care about when one of the alerts is triggered. So if you minimize it like that, then when you do get an alert, it would pop up, and you have the sound. Plus, if you sort on the triggered column, with the last one triggering it right at the top, then you'll see it, you'll hear it, it'll pop up. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. The other thing you can do is if you've set some alerts, you can also, this is the dollar alert column. This is showing you how far away from the alert you are. So the SPY, I'm on this one, 1172. I have an alert down here at 285. I'm $11.72 away. So you can actually sort on it, and then you can see how close. I mean, you might be very close to a trigger, a price that you want to get in at. It might be just ahead of, and maybe you start taking a look at the trade right now or the stock right now, and maybe, I don't have to wait for the actual trigger. I can get in right now. It's up to you, of course. So let me just minimize that again. All right, not working again. Now, I haven't had any issue today. Not yet, anyway. I haven't had any issue today with with my charts. They seem to be loading quickly enough. Okay, I'm just watching now. Okay, I want to try another. Give me a stock, Chris, that you don't think is working. I know AIM, was it AIM yesterday that was stuck? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, BC. So let me try and understand what you said. You were using Firefox and you couldn't see, and then you went back to Chrome and you could see? That's crazy. I don't mean you're crazy. I mean, that's... I'm just looking at some of the alerts that I'm getting, the real-time alerts. I wanted to make sure. Seems to be okay, Chris. Certainly the charts are loading quickly. Okay, so you just have to disable your pop-up or the pop-up blocker. I never thought of that. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say they're rarely stopped out. I mean, we do get stop outs. What I was saying more is that, in fact, I was looking at one earlier. Is this a good one? Not yet. The reentries. That's why I was saying that, yeah, we had two stops right now. Okay, I'm not saying it's not rare, but we don't generally get too many reentries because a stock has to hit the stop price, not just a stop hit, but this one, for instance, ENZ. So it went up. Now there is where's the stop price? 286. So I mean, if ENZ ever hit 286 during the day and then it came back to 314, we'd have a re-entry time. And I didn't go. Let's see. Let me see this one. 658. 1658 is the re-entry price. So it hasn't really moved from there. This is way too expensive for me. But 86.25. Well, that one worked. So let me explain what this is all about, the reentry time and reentry price. So you'll notice that when the AI takes, when you get an alert, you'll notice that there's a reentry price that is automatically generated. And it's nothing highly scientific. It's just halfway between the entry and the stop. So for instance, in this one, the bar, 1658 is halfway between 1670 and 1645. Now, you actually get a trigger though, if you have to have this reentry time column open, and then you'll see whether or not something actually hit the stop at any point, not just necessarily a stop hit, but even something that was a profit save, but then moved down and hit the stop and then came back to that midpoint. If it does, then you'll see something in the reentry column. So for instance, this one, the SWT. I'm wrong. This was a stop. This was a short though. Okay, this was a short, so I was thinking this was a long because then the reentry was 86.25 and now it's 88.40. But so this was a long. So neither of these two. Well, this one certainly didn't work yet. This one, jury's out. 1658, 1656 right now. So the theory being is that maybe the AI was a little early on an alert, and it's giving you a second opportunity, another opportunity to take a look at the trade. What I was saying is that rarely, we don't get very many re-entries because it doesn't happen that often that the stocks will actually hit the stop, and then of course they have to come back. So I wouldn't want to use the term rare, because certainly the AI will have can easily get stopped out a few times during the day. Well, it could be a surprise, Daniel. So I think middle of March or March 18th or 19th is I may be wrong, or the 23rd. One of those times is when they meet again. That is typically when they announce these interest rates. But I was reading this morning that they may come up with another surprise one. All right, guys, unfortunately, if you're long, there's a red bar right there. All right, Jeremy, so all you have to do is just put a price alert there. Now, the only thing is that swing exit can be a moving target. It's just generated. The swing exit is nothing fancy. I think it's just a 20-day low. Profit target, to be honest with you. Oh, okay. The smart stop, again, generated by this it is just generated automatically by the system. Again, it's supposed to take in the volatility, take a couple factors into play: the volatility of the stock for today, and the high and the low, and gets fed into the system and generates a smart stop. Okay, so we generate it. And the swing exit, typically it used to be anyway, a 20-day low. These are just guides, of course. Wow, look at the specs. I was definitely wrong about that one in not following it a little more closely. Man. Well, it's even getting relatively close to the 200-day moving average. No. Jeff, these are just guides, okay? This is nothing. You have to manage to trade on your own, okay? This is just a guide. It's not like we're not saying I see it says the profit target. The profit target is nothing scientific. It's just double the stop. Okay, so if you get into a trade and you see the smart stop, it's at 147 and there's the smart stop. If you double, that distance, that's the target. But that is just, it's a guide. I mean, obviously, if it kept pouring, if it fired right through that, you would never get out of the trade. I'll be honest with you, I don't see because there's nothing scientific about the profit, the profit target. Nothing scientific at all. I mean, just doubling the stop. I mean, what? It's a guide. That's all it is. It's a guide. Maybe something to shoot for, but that's all it is. The AI BJ was not an AI alert. That was from my watch list. Okay. Yeah, it's just a guide. That's all it is. It's just a guide. Yeah. I mean, the theory being is that most people will say that if you're getting into a trade, you should try to get at least a one to two risk reward. So when you look at a trade, and if the stop is 10 cents away or 15 cents away, then you should be looking at a chart and saying, okay, if I take this trade, is it realistic? Let's say a 10-cent stop. Is it realistic that I can make 20 cents on this? Or is there a whole bunch of resistance, 5 cents away if I take this trade? In which case you shouldn't take the trade. But if you look at a chart and there's all sorts of room, that you can maybe easily, if it wants to work, that you can easily get a 1-for-2 risk reward, then the trade starts making sense. Some people say a 1-for-3. But it's completely up to you. Yeah, AOBC, that's a tremendous. It's not going to go positive, but what a run it's had. Yeah, it is definitely putting the AI to the test. It's interesting. There were a few more trades today than there were yesterday. I think there were only a total of 4 trades yesterday from the AI. Man, I've only taken one trade. I mean, I'm not. I'm willing to sit on my hands until I see something that I really, really like, and even if I really, really like it and take it, doesn't mean it's going to work, but. Wow, AOBC, yeah, what a run it's had. I don't know which one you're talking about, Vicky. I have no idea which one you're talking about. Don't know. You know more than I do. Okay, guys, just as a reminder, if you have a question, put it in off topic, okay? Not in stocks only, okay? Trader K. Stocks only just for specific stocks that you want to draw attention to, okay? But as you know, Vicky, that could change in a week. The market changes and that. So back testing that strategy next week, it may not be the same. So, but I have no idea. I really don't know. So you asked the question. I'll answer you if you have further questions. I'll answer you or put them in off topic. What sort of filters go into my watch list? The main one is breaking yesterday's high on a long and breaking yesterday's low on a short. Some other filters in place, but wow, SPEX. It's certainly wrong to take my eye off that one. So trader, again, if you had I'm assuming you're not a subscriber, because all you'd have to do is just right click and click on configure, and you'll see exactly what my filters are. Okay, guys, just yeah, BJ might be coming back, guys. I'm not in it anymore, but it may be coming back. Whew. So Crossways, you've asked a question in the YouTube feed. Can you see my screen and all? All right, guys, I'm just kind of so Crossways, you can hear me. I'm trying to balance my my mind here. I'm in the trading room, and I'm also trying to answer you in the YouTube feed. So you can see my screen, though. Obviously, you can see my screen. So You want to activate. So you have our premium service. So of course you have to connect then, tools, external linking, and connect to Interactive Brokers, which I'm assuming you have done. You have the IB. You're trading in paper trading in IB, right? So you'll have to just. So basically, all you have to do. You would have to create a. Like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to auto trade the AI, or are you trying to auto trade your own strategy? Because obviously then within IB, you'll have to change, put it in your live mode, not paper trading mode. But are you trying to auto trade the AI, or are you trying to auto trade your own strategy? What do I think about ENZ? Well, it's resting. I mean, it's had a lot of news. It's an earnings play plus a virus play. So, but this is the deal. I mean, if you're listening to me before, look where it got to. Look where ENZ got to. It got right up to this area on that weekly chart, and it stalled. So, I mean, it's going to have a tough time getting through 380. If you can hear me, D, great. Okay, so you see and you're watching, right? So you can just look at that weekly chart. Look where it got to. I mean, look at the top. This is the top of today. Look where it did right on that weekly chart. It stalled right there, so it could easily stall there again. And even if it got through there, I mean, look at the weekly chart. It's very, very choppy. But, it is an earnings play and a virus play rolled up into one. Now, there's Snap now. Snap, which is, I was looking at that earlier today. Now it took out, that level again, that 12 that I was looking at, or 13, sorry. Notice how my price alert window popped up. And I had an audible alert on it, sorting it on the triggered column, so it's going to be right at the top. And it sort of highlights itself in yellow, a fading yellow. So again, Crossways, I'm not sure if you want to trade the AI or you're trying to trade just your strategies, your alert strategies that you create in auto mode. Okay, here's the next one, guys. When I say next one, I don't know what it's going to do, but I'm sure this is a little virus play. Probably SXTC ecstasy. Okay, and this one also got all the way up to 120 a few days ago. Probably a super. Well, it's not a crazy low float. It's 18 million, which is still very low. Yeah, I know it's a China stock. It is a China stock. Now, this has been a disappointment. This OCUL, I was kind of had my eye in this one for a bit, but this looks like it's really sinking fast. So look, the daily on the daily chart, yesterday's low was 682. It takes that out. And remember, this was sort of a rumor with Gilead. Well, this is not a lifetime low, EOG, but boy, there's really no support for this. We got to go back to 2016 before we see these levels, and it's even below. Wow, I mean, there's no support for this. Where am I having to go back to 2013 before we see these levels for EOG? For those of you looking for more expensive plays, bigger floats, $500 million in the float. Okay, so Chuck E, I'm not 100% sure I know what you mean. Answering questions, but I don't see the questions. I do see questions in the YouTube feed. I don't see a question that you had other than that one. So I am trying to answer questions in the YouTube feed. All right, guys, man, oh man, what a rocky road it's been for AAL. So the big gap, pretty big gap down pre-market. It had a big surge. First two 10-minute or 5-minute candles, big surge, pullback, pop. Now it looks like it's going to do its thing. All right, guys, what time is it? 11:29. I won't be taking my break until about 11:55ish or so. Okay. And then the YouTube channel goes over to the traders. I don't know who's on today, but then the Q&A, live Q&A from 12 to 1 there. All right, I'm just going to put myself on mute for about 2 or 3 minutes. All right, everybody, I'm back. Boy, this FLR, just had a, well, I call these like the brief respite from the continuation down. I mean, look at this. All right, looking for a strong stock. This is a strong stock today. KTB, making a new high right here. KTB, it's not an earnings play either. It was earnings March the 5th. So maybe a continuation. Though it didn't have a great day yesterday, but it is rallying today. KTB. Whereas look at the CVE. CVE making a lifetime low now. CVE. Yeah, you too, Bad Bob. Have a great weekend. All right, OPK is now starting to fade. What did it hit in the pre-market? 294. Oh, another one starting to move down. Intelia, NTLA. What is Edit doing? Edit. They usually trade together. Edit, NTLA, and the other one. Would I short a stock under 10? I would. I don't typically, but I would. I've actually shorted a stock under $3. I rarely do that. X-Air, remember this one from yesterday when it just got clobbered yesterday. And somebody saying the wrong thing on CNBC from the company and just got absolutely clobbered. Continues to move down. Another 24%. Wow. Crisp, thank you very much. That's the one. CRSP. CRISPR. Okay, so Crossways I see you just posted something there. So you have, can you, obviously you can hear me. Can you see my screen? So I'll just make sure I can demonstrate exactly what you're supposed to do. Now, because I think you got it. I mean, you have to have Holly AI as a tab and then you turn them all on. If that's truly what you want to do, you can turn on the strategies that you want. And look at all the ones that made the cut today. Crazy. So you would literally turn them all on, enable. I guess you can do it en masse. I want to say probably you can. Yeah, so you can do it en masse if you wanted to, okay? Okay? And if you do that, now we force you to do that every single day. Okay, one moment, please. I am on mute. Sorry about that. Thank you very much, Keith. I am on mute. Okay, Luna. Luna is an earnings play, but it's really done nothing. I mean, it released earnings after hours. It popped a little bit, was up, dropped. Now it's just kind of flattening out. Luna is an earnings play. Just not that dynamic. Not that dynamic. All right, so what I'm going to do with the ENZ is I will put, I mean, I still don't think it's going to run even if it took 381 out, but I'll put an alert, price alert at 381. See if it takes that out at some point, but it's still got a lot of resistance up in this area on that weekly chart, so. Yes, I'm out, yeah, I'm all out. Well, my last was at 2460. I may not have posted it, but I announced it. So, Otto, if you can hear me, yeah. So the promo was only good for the first month, but if you decide within the 30 days that you wanted to upgrade, say to an annual, or from a standard to a premium, we'll still honor that 15% promo code. All right. Now to find it. Okay, well. Okay, so KTB, that's up 4%. Low of what candle? Okay. So stop low of what candle? What time period? Here's one that's up 7%. So when you say you're going to put a stop at the low of the candle, what? Okay, now you've confused me. This is down 5%. Oh, now, okay, so you're also, okay, so you're looking at the short side too. So anything up 4% or down 4%. So you'll short something down 4%, you'll go long something up 4%. But what candle? You talked about low of the candle. Okay, Rosh. So you see, I've got a YouTube feed also. Okay, and there are some, not very many, but there are some YouTube questions coming in. So And I'll just show you. So I'm also trying to answer them. Now, if I'm answering, right above you, Keith was talking about paper trading and trying to find stocks up or down, I guess 4%. So that's who I'm answering right now. I guess that's what I should also, I should start doing though. Okay, so Keith, you say you want to, your stop is the low or high, I guess, if the low of a candle if you're going long, the high of a candle if you're going short. What time frame? Just out of curiosity, what time frame are you talking about? What candle time frame? 10 minute. Okay. All right. Well, hey, good luck. So I threw out a couple. There's KTB. Up over 4%. Yeah, Chris, I'm waiting for the first, say, hockey game or NBA game that gets canceled. That'll really, there's a lot that is capturing everybody's attention, of course, these cancellations with cruises and all that. But, all of a sudden when it starts hitting your sports team, that'll be big news. Okay, so Rosh, first of all, this is, I've only taken one trade today, and I talked about it at length before I was going to take it, and I said I wanted it to get over that 200-day moving average. So I took the trade. That's the only trade I've done. That's BJ, and I posted in the I post it up here in the post alerts. I'm out of it. I'm out of it now, but I post it up there. But typically, what happens is I will start talking about a stock and saying, okay, here's an area that I'd be interested in. I'm never ever going to say, okay, guys, you should take this trade. This is not that sort of a room, okay? And then these are all ideas from my watch list. And welcome to the room. And it is just about time for me to take my break. So I'm going to take my break right now. Just get the announcement in here. So I'll be back at about 12:30. And before I go, I will put it on surf mode. And again, surf mode takes a look at all my top list windows. It's just, okay, it just took that last one right there. So basically what it does is it cycles through all of the top list windows that you have and loads the charts, loads the symbol into the charts that you have. And once it's done the top three, as you have them sorted in a top list window, it moves on to the next top list window, and then the next one, and the next one. Once it's completed all your top list windows, it'll go back to the first one. So it'll just keep cycling through and through and through. So it's kind of a cool way. You just kind of let the system load charts for you. If you see something you like, you can go to the chart, you can pause it. So now surf mode is paused. COG is actually pretty interesting. Look at the break on the daily chart. Look at that break right here. And it has room. So anyway, you can take a look at the chart, and if you want to trade it, then you can trade right from the chart. Okay? Or, click on the buy button. So once you're finished, then you back off the chart. It will resume surfing. And then this is just a toggle on and off. Now, if you don't see this is because you have to just extend the toolbar. This is the last option on the toolbar. And then you can also just click on an alert, and that'll stop it. So I'll keep it on surf mode. And then at noon, the YouTube channel will be taken over by somebody who is going to answer Q&A type questions, okay? So I'm not sure who it's going to be today. but I'm just going to stop the YouTube feed right now.